I don't know about y'all, but it feels a lot to me like Miami has their swagger back. And I think a major part of that is who they have at quarterback. We'll talk about that right now. First things first, make sure you are subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. Miami Hurricane fans, we've had a lot of y'all join the party recently. We appreciate y'all for being dialed in, for being subscribed. Like I said, the Hurricane faithful have been good to us. Want to make sure y'all know this show is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Daily fantasy made easy. Easy to play, easy to withdraw what you win. We got to play for you a little bit later in this segment, so make sure you're locked in. But use code HARDCOUNT, $5 in lineups. Even if you don't win, wins you $50 in promo funds. We've been hot, so if you want to tail, awesome. If you want to fade, even better. Cam Ward, like I mentioned, him transferring over to Washington State, I don't think you can overstate this, has changed the temperature of Miami football. Because Mario Cristobal, when he got to Coral Gables, you knew what you were signing up for to some degree. You knew he was going to be structured. You knew they were going to be able to, be absolutely hyper-competitive on the recruiting trail. But I think the thing that maybe gets looked over so frequently is great coaches are great at, providing a culture, but a great coach is a great culture builder because of the way they're able to empower leadership within their locker room. Okay, and so I'm not telling you that Miami wouldn't have eventually gotten to this point, but I think having Cam Ward and the alpha that he seems to be, to me, looks like it's expediting that process in terms of having the right swagger and the right approach to their game when it comes to how Miami is right now. Because you listen to Cam Ward talk, I keep going back to the game against Florida. Post-game, takes the press conference. And they're asking him like, hey, how do you feel about this? And a bunch of questions about the game and a bunch of questions about how he felt out there and going forward, how pleased he was with his performance. And he answered those questions like a pro. But the thing that he kept coming back to was like, we're going to enjoy this for the next few hours. After this, though, like we are right on to the next game. Like the way that he operates, never too high, never too low, that's exactly the right competitive makeup that you want your football team to embody. And your quarterback sets that tone. If Cam Ward went out there and he was anxious in the swamp and he was a little bit frantic, it took him a while to settle down, the rest of the team would have felt that and reflected that, and it would have been, I think, all in all, like a bad deal for Miami. Now, I think we can probably say pretty confidently, regardless, Miami would have won that game, even if Cam Ward had struggled early on. But with the team taking on the business-like approach, that's not something that we've always seen from Miami. Like the swagger they have right now, we haven't always seen that in the last couple of years. Like this is a team now that isn't all that far removed from losing to Middle Tennessee in 2022. Okay, so what I'm trying to say here is Miami and the way that they're just approaching their game like a business. Like they are taking it one thing at a time. They're taking each day at a time. The way they talk about it is, again, not too overly emotional, but they're keeping it level-headed. Like I'm very excited to see what they end up doing because I think competitively now, for the first time in a minute, they have the right makeup. And credit Mario Cristobal, too, to have a roster in place to maximize having Cam Ward here. Because if you went to the portal and you grabbed Cam Ward, your team would get better. There's no way around it. Your team gets better because it has Cam Ward. But are you competing for the ACC championship? Are you competing for a college football playoff just because you have Cam Ward? My take on that is no. I think Mario Cristobal, the work he's done on the recruiting trail, the work he's done through the portal, landing other players like a Damian Martinez, like a Sam Brown, landing a Ruben Bain and Francis Mawanoa through the recruiting or through the high school recruiting, like all those things I think combine to make Miami in position to have a really special season. Obviously, they're the team to beat in the ACC right now. I think they've proven that. And going back to what I said, a lot of folks will say, well, yeah, the Florida game, what is Florida? Well, yeah, then you beat up on Florida A&M and Ball State. Congratulations. Again, this wasn't always the temperature at Miami. This wasn't always how they conducted their business. It used to be, if it's a great logo, we'll get up for it. If it's not a great logo, we'll see how we feel. That's not Miami right now. I'm telling you, the year through Cristobal team that we talked about when he got hired is, I believe, very much so arrived in Coral Gables. Not doing the whole, we're back, we're not back. I think that's clickbait culture. I think Miami fans are going to wait to say they're back until they win a national championship. I'm not telling you this is going to be the year. I'm not saying by any stretch of the imagination that can't happen this year because of who you have at quarterback and because of the roster you have around him. I also want to make sure we say this. Credit Shannon Dawson, the offensive coordinator for Miami, for the way that he has equipped and allowed Cam Ward just to do his thing. Like, I think the temptation for just any individual, any person that is, high level at their craft, like Shannon Dawson is being an offensive coordinator, is to want to do things in a certain structure and keep things your way and have your name on it. Like Shannon Dawson, from everything I can tell, he's letting Cam Ward be him. He's great with him changing the play at the line of scrimmage. He's great with him ad-libbing. Like, he's great with Cam Ward leaning into who Cam Ward is. And he deserves a lot of credit for that, because a season ago now, people were speaking down on Shannon Dawson because of what the offense wasn't doing. I think having Cam Ward there proves that Shannon Dawson, having the right ingredients, he's able to cook just fine, okay? He's able to get done what he wants to get done with the right personnel in place. That's not me throwing shade at Tyler Van Dyke. I think that's just kind of the fact of the matter. So when it comes to our prize picks play for this weekend, Miami going to USF. Cam Ward's passing touchdown total is set to 2.5 passing touchdowns. We're going to take the more there. He's surpassed that number every game this season. I see no reason why that would dip in this game. I understand it's a road game. I understand USF is feisty. I still believe that Cam Ward will throw for more than 2.5 touchdowns in this game. So we'll take that square. We will also couple it with the free Caleb Williams square, more than half a passing yard, just a free square. PrizePicks is doing it all September long using code HARDCOUNT now. $5 in lineups gets you $50 in promo funds to use throughout. We will use it throughout the rest of college football Saturday. You are more than welcome to use it on any sport that PrizePicks has available on their board. So we're not into the you're back, we're back, this, that, and the other, but I do think that you talk about swagger, you talk about the intensity, you talk about the business-like approach. I don't know if it's a finished product, but I think that ultimately is back in Coral Gables. And for me personally, as a college football fan, I think it's a lot of fun seeing that you on the right side of things any given Saturday across the college football landscape. Just fun. Make sure you're locked in. We appreciate y'all being subscribed. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time.